Hi, welcome to the Bookish Stitcher Podcast. My name is Jeanette. You can find me most places as Bookish Stitcher, all one word. I'm on Ravelry, I'm on Instagram, and I'm on Goodreads. And we also have a group on Ravelry under the name Bookish Stitcher, all one word podcast. And we're currently, this just past week, hit over 300 members in the group. And so there's a new giveaway going on there. And the giveaway this time is for some yarn. And the yarn I chose for the giveaway is one of my favorites, as you guys know, because I talk about it all the time on the podcast. It's January yarns. So anything from her Etsy shop that is $25 or less before shipping, you can just pick out whichever one you want. And so what you want to do if you want to enter for that giveaway is go to the Ravelry group, make sure you're a member, enter by going to her Etsy store and then writing down in the thread for 300 member prize giveaway what skein of yarn you would like to receive if you win. And I will be drawing for that next time I record March 1st. So that is all up there ready for you guys to go enter. Oh, and she also, Sarah, the dyer behind January Yarns, contacted me, and she is giving us all a coupon code for her shop, and it's Bookish10, and it is 10% off her yarns, and that runs till the middle of March. I'll let you guys know the exact date next time I podcast. So I'm coming to you guys after the retreat. If this is your first time joining, hi. I went to a retreat this weekend, a knitting retreat, and I've been talking about it for a little while. So I got back earlier today, and it's kind of late here, so I'm a little bit tired, and things are just kind of relaxed. So just go get your whatever you want to have to drink in your knitting and sit down while I tell you a little bit about the retreat. I'm not going to go into a whole bunch of detail about what I did other days of the week, just basically talk about the retreat a little bit. So it'll be a nice short episode. I'm just having some tea and honey. But so for the retreat, it was just a 2.5 day or almost 2-day retreat. On Friday, early afternoon, I went and met with the friends who were going to be riding together, and we had lunch, and then we headed out. The retreat was just an hour away drive, so that was really nice, and we all drove up there in a car together. 4 of us got there, drove up to the main lodge, which is a gorgeous, huge lodge, and they gave us our room keys and everything and said to go pick out a cabin. So we went to the cabins, and the cabins were charming. I think that if anyone is looking for a craft room, these places would be perfect. If you have a lot of land and you would like to have something that you could have a room in your backyard, because they were very small. You walked in, and there were futons, a bathroom, and a little sink and refrigerator and microwave area. And then up top, there's a little triangle, and inside the triangle was this little nook. And it was the part of the roof area, and it had a bed. And it slept 4, so I just thought that would be perfect for a craft area, because you could have craft and reading. You could have your knitting or sewing or spinning stuff all downstairs, and then upstairs you could create a little reading nook, and the whole idea of that really excited me. After that, put all our stuff away, went back down to the lodge, and just sat and knit all Saturday, all Friday evening. And I took the color affection just like I said I would, and I worked on it. And I started getting a little tired of just knitting on the one thing after a while. So what I did was I had also brought my drop spindle. So I would knit a row, drop spindle some, knit a row, drop spindle some. And that worked out really well. So I did all that Friday evening, woke up Saturday from the cabin, walked back to the lodge with my drop spindle and my color affection shawl, and just kept going on that. And I think I had 2 rows and then the bind off left on the color affection, and I stopped doing any drop spindling and just worked on the color affection because I was in the zone. I wanted it done. It was one of those things that just had to be done right then. So let me finish telling you about it, and I'll show. Well, it doesn't matter. So I finished it. here it is. It's huge. We have the purple that I started off with, which is the Wandering Wool from the SSK goodie bag. Then it goes into a gray mixed with the purple, and the gray is 2 by hand. And then it goes into the short row section where it's the purple, the gray, and then a sparkly purple, which is another Crafty Girl. And then the border was done in the sparkly purple. There you go. And the border was all I had left to do at the retreat. Oh, well, it took a very long time because the rows are so long, but it's done, and it is huge. But I'm just really, really glad to have it done. One of the other people that was attending the retreat is a shawl designer at Susanna, and she was joking with me because I was saying how horrible binding off and knitting all those stitches was, and she was telling me about a shawl that she has that has over 800 stitches for the cast on, and that I should knit that one, and I said no. No, I need a break from huge shawls for a little while. So after I had done that on Saturday, I thought about knitting some more, but I really, really needed a break from knitting just because I had worked on that so much. So what I did was I went outside, and there were a whole bunch of people hanging out there, and Darlene, who is Awesome Granny on Ravelry, had gotten her spinning, and she had some couple friends that were hanging around, and they also wanted to learn how to spin. And I had kind of helped Darlene at the house kind of get started with how to do it. She'd come over to my house, and I showed her the basics and some stuff that helped her with some stuff she already knew. And so there were some other people, and they wanted to learn, and somebody had brought a whole bunch of practice stuff. So we just kind of had an impromptu class, and there were people that had never done it before, people that had kind of just barely done it. Then there were people that have been doing it way longer than me, because I haven't even been doing it a year, who were also helping out and giving tips. So it was just a wonderful time of learning, and I really like teaching that kind of stuff and helping people to get a new craft thing that they love. So it was really, really fun to see. And some of the people had gorgeous Turkish, and it was wonderful looking at the different drop spindles that they had purchased to learn the craft on. And then Saturday night, I went and got some more knitting, worked on it a couple of rows, and then we went back to the cabins and just kind of stayed up late talking with my cabin mates. There wasn't much sleep over the weekend, because I think that either you're up talking or it's on a different bed than you're used to. I don't know if anybody else is like that, but I definitely am. If it's not my own bed, I don't normally sleep as well. And then Sunday morning, woke up, went over to the lodge, had breakfast, knit some more, and got ready to leave. And after a little bit of knitting, and everybody kind of headed out, the closeout time was noon. So it was just a really short retreat, but it was really great. There were no classes, there wasn't a market, it was just hanging out with wonderful people and doing the things we love. So it was really, really relaxing. So I showed you my finished color Affection. This is by Vera Valimaki. Now let me show you the other thing I worked on at the retreat. This is in my Girl Cave bag. And these are the only other thing I brought. And I really didn't knit on it that much because I was kind of burnt out after finishing the shawl. But this is my Retro Rib Sock by Evelyn Clark from the book that I showed you guys last time, the 25 Timeless Socks. So I like a very long cuff, finished the cuff, did the heel turn, and started out for the gusset. I believe I'm almost done with the gusset. That's the yarn, and it is called Yarn Pirate. Sweet Jewels. And I really like how it's striping, and I hope once I finish the gusset that the foot will start to go back to that. As you can see, the heel looks a little bit different, but hopefully it'll go back to what it was when it was on the cuff. So the other thing that I worked on that I had mentioned was my spinning. Oh, and the retreat, they gave us these wonderful, I guess, goodie bags. And the goodie bag was a bag. And there were tons to choose from. This is the one I chose. It's purple. It's pattern. and the inside is so beautiful. And one of the knitters, Mickey, had made all these bags for us. I think there were 30 bags that she had made. She said it took about 2 hours per bag, so I was just amazed at the time and love that she would put into this. So I'm knitting my Knitting Color. I believe they're called batlings. And I started breaking up one. And these are being spun on my trindle. It's kind of very, very fuzzy right now. Can't really see. Oh, there you go. So it's spinning nice and fine. And I met someone there at the retreat. Well, I've known her before, and she's amazing at spindling, but we got to actually have some time to sit and talk about it and have her show me things. She's been drop spindling for 8 years, and her father actually makes drop spindles, and I believe he used to be very, very big, famous Etsy seller, but he's kind of slowed down because he's really busy right now, so he hasn't done it as much. But she had some of his drop spindles there, and they were amazingly gorgeous. So that was the other thing that I did, and I really enjoyed doing that, taking a break between knitting on the rows of the shawl. So that's all of my knitting and spinning that I wanted to show you guys just from the retreat. I worked on other stuff during the week, but I'll show that next week when I record. I do have some enabling, and it came in the mail actually while I was gone, so it was a very nice surprise to come home to. The things that came are clubs that I'm in because I haven't ordered anything new. So this is the last shipment of my Bumble Birch club, and this is her card. And this is DK in a new base called Quill, and the colorway is Heart. And it's a very, almost a ruby red. My screen is, of course, going to make it more pink. That's, yeah, right about there. And I'm excited to try to find someone who will love this color. I'm not as big of a red person, but I know several of my friends are, so I look forward to kind of looking for a pattern to knit for one of my friends. And this club is actually, I only signed up for the winter shipments, so it's over. But they did send a thank you for being in the club and sent a coupon code for if I would like to join up for the spring. So I may, because my birthday is coming up in less than a month. My birthday is St. Patrick's Day. I'm a St. Patty's baby, which is March 17th for anybody who doesn't know. So I may ask somebody who will be like, oh, what would you like for your birthday, to renew the club for me and give them the discount code so that they can get me a present for cheaper. And the other thing that came, the other club that came in the mail on Saturday was my fiber club, which is Moon Rover. And this is Moon Rover Superwash Merino Fiber Club, February 2015. That's what it looks like. It starts off with this color, which is fall leaves, I would guess, and burnt oranges and browns. Then it goes into a light pink, so you can kind of see right there. And then it goes into blues. And from the blues, it goes into salmon color. And then that color right there, think the brightest pumpkin orange. And then it goes into a limey green. And then like a navy and a gray and a light pink. So there's a whole bunch of colors in here. And I'm interested to see how they will play together and spin together. So we'll see how that works out. And that club, I believe I have 1 month left, and that's done. I always have the option to sign up again, which would be another good present. I have 3 or 4, and my husband also, people that will ask for ideas for birthday. So it'd be a nice thing to just be like, yes, if you would like to renew this club for me. So that's all the enabling, just the clubs that I had. I did the drawings for our 2 cowls, I guess, that we have going on right now. The blanket cowl is over. Officially, as of now, there are no more prizes, but I'm going to keep the thread up because I love seeing everyone's blanket blankets, and it's a very big motivator to me, and I know to everyone else in the thread. It's helped us a lot kind of to have inspiration about what we want our blankets to look like and kind of to jump on bandwagons of new blankets we want to knit. So anyways, I drew earlier, and it's in my little whale notepad I wrote who won the things. So the winner for the blanket cal was post number 217, which is the Reading Knitter. So if you want to contact me, Reading Knitter, and let me know where you would like me to send your Cyborg's Craft Room mini skeins that you won for the blanket knit along, just let me know. The other knit along that we have going on right now, or crochet along, I really don't care about any, you can, mix that up, that's fine with me, is the 15 oldest skeins. It doesn't have to be your exact oldest. There's no oldest police, but knit up your older stash. If you're a new knitter and you don't have a lot of older stash, that you don't even have a stash, then it's all your oldest. So the post winner for that was number 9, and number 9 was Stitches 29, and the winning thing for that was a pattern of your choice, $7 or less. So Stitches 29, just contact me with what pattern you would like, and I will gift that to you. So keep on knitting with your oldest skeins, and everybody who's doing that is doing better than me so far. I'm going to. I am not knitting with anything new. I'm knitting with stash that I got 2014 or earlier, but I haven't knit with my oldest ones yet. I do intend to, though. I definitely have some in mind for March. So the last thing I wanted to talk about before the book was our read-along. There's been a great response to this in the Ravelry group, and you guys are all so excited about it, and I'm really excited. So originally when I posted, I had 5 choices, and so many people contacted me on the thread and through different ways saying that they would love to read the Night Circus, and that wasn't originally listed in the 5 choices because I had already read it and didn't think that anybody else, would really. I thought that everybody would have already read it because it's really popular. It's been out for a while, but some people hadn't, and some people wanted to reread it. So that's kind of been the runaway unanimous choice. So I believe we will be reading the Night Reader starting March. I believe. I'll announce it next time. It's going to be either March 15th or somewhere at the weekend that falls. So 13th, 14th, somewhere around there. I will announce it on March 1st, which is the next time I record for sure. And it will also be, all the information will be on the Ravelry group, so you can always go there and find out everything you need to know. So come join us and read The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, which I reviewed last week. It's a wonderful book. I am almost positive that you will love it. I have yet to meet a person who didn't at least enjoy it, if not love it. So I'm excited for us all to do that together and to have some good discussion. That book, I feel like, will have many layers that different people will notice, and there will be some amazing discussion for that. So the book this week, I wanted to do a really short book review, even though I'm pretty tired from the retreat. I couldn't resist. I don't know how many of you that watch the show know that I do this, but if you're into catching, I don't know how witty it is. I'm probably putting myself up more clever than I actually am. But I like to tie the title of the book from every episode into something to do fibery, yarn related, or something to do with the knitting part. So the 2 sections of the podcast are tied together every week. So this week's book is right over here. Grab it. It's plugged into the wall because I didn't want it to die. This week's book is Howard's End by E.M. Forster. And I picked this because I could tie it in with Retreat's End, because I told you about the retreat. So, E.M. Forster. I bought on my Kindle his collected works because it was a very good price. I think it was $1.99. And I love to read classics. So the first E.M. Forster that I read was his first work, because it went in order, and it was Where Angels Fear to Tread. It was sad, and the ending was terribly sad, so much so, I won't give it away, that I wished I had not read it. It was heartbreaking. And you know how some certain things get to certain people more. If you've experienced the death of a loved one in your family, that may get to you more. If you have children, then stuff with children will get to you more. If you have a lot of animals and you're a very big animal lover, animal abuse will get to you more. So different things get to different people more. And that one was really hard for me personally. It just tore at my heart, and I was so sad. So I hadn't read any Ian Forster in a while because I was very nervous about going into his books. He seems to have a certain kind of thing that he does, that he has sad stuff in his books. So I was pleasantly surprised in Howard's End that yes, somebody does die, but it wasn't something terribly, terribly, terribly sad like it had been in some of his others. So the whole idea behind Howard's End is there are these two sisters, and they're older, and it kind of both goes through their romances. And the younger sister is very into developing passionate causes, and the older sister kind of is the more practical one. And they meet a family from a summer vacation, I believe, and they just kind of, their lives, the family's lives become entangled in various ways. And the book plays out through that story of how the family's lives mix and how they mix with other people within the city, and tragedy strikes, misunderstandings, all kinds of things. And so it's very interesting, and I believe it's just over 250 pages, so it's a shorter one of his, so if you're looking for just a fast read. And of course you can get it on the Gutenberg. Online they have free books that you can read online, and it's on there. If you type in under Google, read Howard's End online free, it will pop up for you, so you can go and always read those free, and I will do that with a lot of my books. And I read this as part of the 2015 reading challenge, and I used it as a book that has been made into a movie, because Howard's End was made into a movie starring Helena Bonham Carter, and I don't remember the other actors right now, but Helena Bonham Carter plays the younger sister. And it was a good movie, and I enjoyed it. So if you like Ian Forster and haven't heard of this, or if you watched the movie, I'd definitely recommend reading the book as well. It's Howard's End by Ian Forster. So that's all I have for you guys this week. I hope you enjoyed my little knitting retreat recap. Every retreat is different, and every retreat has its wonderful things about it. And this was just a very relaxing weekend, and I got some really good knitting goals accomplished, and I learned some really wonderful things for spindling. And I'm ready to go on to the next week and knit on some of my other stuff I have. And I'm excited about March is a new month, so I'll be starting some new projects. So next week I will have a lot of stuff to show to you guys and a lot of new stuff to talk about. So until next Sunday, I hope you guys have an amazing week. Bye.